Greetings, everyone. I've been receiving multiple messages asking about the current situation within the fandom. For those who may not have heard, a brony reviewer named Toon Critic Y2K, a person with whom I and many others have worked, has been engaging in sexually explicit chats with an underage girl. Many of us reacted with shock, confusion, anger, and sadness. The revelation has also demanded a strong reaction from members of the brony community. To confirm, the authorities have been alerted to this situation, and members of the reviewer community messaged convention staff even before this became public knowledge. The goal being to make sure our fellow fans are able to engage in as safe and as healthy an environment as possible. People have questions and concerns, but the ability to enact a resolution is beyond our control. This is a matter for the authorities and for Toon Critic to decide how to move forward. For myself and other reviewers, the most finality we can enact is to remove Toon from upcoming projects and podcasts. I must admit, during that first week after discovering the extent of Toon's behavior, I went through many a sleepless night, not knowing what I should do, feeling helpless that so many people were lost, confused, and most of all hurt by these events. I wanted so much to ease that burden, but not really knowing how. And then my brother Teric related a story to each of us in the Brony D&D group that brought so much needed perspective. I am compelled to share it with you here today. More than 20 years ago, I worked for one of the most selfish and dishonest bosses I've ever encountered. He forced me to resign, then told everyone else I quit because I hated working there, then denied me unemployment insurance because I resigned instead of being terminated. I never saw a single gesture of remorse from him at all. I resented that man for many, many years. Then I had a mental paradigm shift when I heard a very wise man say these words: "Holding a grudge, refusing to forgive, is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die." If we withhold forgiveness, it does not harm the wrongdoer in any way. I realize that forgiveness is not, and never was, for the benefit of the wrongdoer. It is for our own benefit. It is what enables us to finally release the anger, the resentment, the hurt, the poison that slowly turns our hearts black. We don't say, "I forgive you," to tell the wrongdoer that everything he did was okay and forgotten. We say, "I forgive you," to tell the wrongdoer that his behavior will no longer poison our lives, will never again force us to relive the ugliness of the past. Forgiveness, in the end, is what sets us free. That really changed the way I look at forgiveness. And now, even though forgiving is still hard to do, I always work to succeed at it because I know it will help me to be a better person. No, it is never evil to forgive. And refusing to forgive only causes ourselves extended pain. Thank you very much for that story, Teric. It really gave a lot of clarity in my time of need. One of the most frustrating questions we face is, what do we do now? We are in a middle ground between discovering this news and a resolution which we cannot directly affect. It is here that I want to quote contemporary philosopher Patricia Churchland. We should be asking, how much control do I have? And the more control we have, the more responsibility we also have. In terms of finding a resolution to these events, I'm afraid we have very little control. But in terms of mastering our own actions, we do have the ability and responsibility to direct our own course. I look to my brother's words as a guide. It's not easy, and the emotions evoked are very powerful. But I don't want to be the kind of person who drinks the poison. I intend to continue to produce content and see other fans at conventions to celebrate the fandom's positive, healthy aspects, without denying nor fixating upon this troubled news. I encourage all of you to take some time to focus on something you enjoy. Perhaps a favorite episode, or visiting with friends and family. Something to renew your spirits or affirm more positive elements. We will face the future in whatever form it takes. And I truly believe the Brony fandom remains a positive force. I am Dr. Wolf, and we are sharing in this experience.